Hello friends, today we're going to take care of this lens. It is a Sigma 75 to 200 millimeters. It is a rather interesting lens, either to start into photography, either to learn about how to repair lenses, and in generally it is a lens that you find cheap and then you can play a lot with it. And if you have trouble with it, I'm going to show you how to open it and repair it. So in this case I got this lens extremely cheap because it is full of fungus. As you can see there in the center, it looks a bit gray instead of just transparent thin. And then here, if I tilt the lens, you can see also quite some fungus, and then there is fungus in pretty much every glass that makes this lens. So that will be a fun experience. Even here on the back I was able to see it just before. Okay, you see one trace of that. So lots of fungus, and what we're going to do is that I'm going to show you how to remove all the optical parts of this lens so we can clean them and then bring this guy back to service. Okay, so to start, we're going to start by the front, and first thing to do is there is a very little and thin ring that is holding this front element. So I'm going to use this rubber tube, which is a bit different from my standard rubber cones, and these ones I don't use a lot, but they are actually useful in some cases, like in this one, and I think you can find it on the description. So what you need to do is to make sure it fits into the ring, and then the good thing is that it fits exactly to this ring, so you can simply rotate. And here you go, you have removed the first element. So there are quite some pieces of glass into this guy, so we're going to be very organized. So it is time to take out these two guys. Usually when you buy this, you get the short and then the rod to get the long. I actually bought two, and I use one with the long rod and then one with the short rod. There is also one very little cup, which is pretty much useless, but these guys are really useful. Okay, so here you go. First glass surface, I'm going to put it here in order on my table just in front of me, and then here, second element, there is a spacer ring that I have here. I'm going to put it in the right direction. I'm not going to rotate it, and with that I am able to remove the second element, which has haze and fungus. Let me bring my black glass, and then we need to do some focusing. Okay, the haze you can see there, and then fungus. Yeah, you can see trace of fungus there. So that will be the second element. Quoi? Je fais une vidéo.
Je vais t'expliquer un truc.
Okay, my daughter just wanted to tell me a joke. So we keep going. So let me remove my black glass. I'm going to put maybe a pillow here. That would be easier. So we keep going with the disassembly. Now we're going to remove this element. For this one we will need the rubber cone, and then for this one you maybe will need a bit of patience. This one is coming out, I mean unscrewing easily, because I have already spent a lot of time and energy with the rubber cone trying to get it loose. It wasn't easy, but it worked. So this element here, you just simply unscrew. It will take some energy, as I'm telling you, and then what could happen is that this ring here on top might become loose, and then what will happen is that just behind, and just taking a look, and then you can see here as well, there is 2 holes for a spanner or a compass. So if this one comes out, you can keep going with the one behind using a spanner. Okay, so far so good. So here we reach probably the element which is in worst condition of the lens. You can see the ugly traces of fungus, and to remove this one, you can see there is 2 holes, and then I'm going to use the ubiquitous compass just to reach those 2 holes. And then here in this case, I don't think a spanner will be able to do the work. So, and then here you go. You just need to rotate to get it loose. It comes easily because I have pre-disassembled the lens. So if you need to put some force, just be careful that your compass is not going to slip and then scratch something like the glass. Okay. To finish the job, I do something really simple. I took my suction cup and then I use it to rotate the element, and then we can maybe take a look at this guy here. And then here you go. I think, as I told you, this one is the worst. Here on the back you have also some ugly fungus. We're going to remove all that. Okay, and then we have the last element on this side, which the major difficulty is the reach down there. So again, I see there's 2 slots. I'm going to reach with my compass. And then I think if you have just a spanner, you have 0 chances of reaching it. Okay, so got it loose, and then here is actually a ring, not an assembly of lenses, so I have to keep going with the compass just to remove that ring. Okay. The ring is entirely loose, and then I will use tweezers just to get the ring out, and then with my long reach suction cup I just come and pull the piece of glass which has just a teeny speck of fungus. So this side we're good. So we have removed all the glass and it is waiting for us for cleaning. Then what I can probably do right now is just to come with the UV light and then shine it down here, so I can probably kill the fungus spores. I can do it because I have disassembled the lens, and then I can shine it. But then if you try to kill fungus through the glass, there is chances that this is not going to work, just because, well, UV light hardly penetrates a lot into the standard glass that you find on lenses. There are special lenses that do pass UV light, but they are made in quartz, calcium fluoride, or other materials that are able to pass UV light. But standard lenses, like borosilicate lenses, this is what I mean, they don't simply pass UV light very efficiently. So it is very probably that this UV thing through glass is not going to work. What works to kill fungus is just to raise the lens temperature maybe a bit higher than 50 degrees, I would say 51, 52. This is going to kill the spores of the fungus, and maybe when people try to sun their lenses, this is actually what is going on. It's not the light, the UV light of the sun which is reaching the fungus, because there is actually not a lot of UV light reaching from the sun, but it is rather that the lens is going to heat up to about 50 degrees, and this is probably what is killing the fungus. Okay, so that was a little explanation about UV light and fungus. Then here we need to remove the back element, which has also some fungus, and then here this is going to be a bit problematic because this element unscrews. So you can probably try your luck on your lens. Try to unscrew this. I need to find before the ring of the right size. Okay. Okay. It is actually not working, so we will need to remove a bit of the bayonet just to be able to unscrew this guy. And this is a Minolta A mount, so what I'm going to show just now is not going to apply if you have this lens in a Nikon version or Canon version or whatever, but then once you have removed the bayonet you will get it on how to remove the rest. Okay, so first, and then I think this is common to all lenses, we are going to unscrew the electrical connectors, because there is a ribbon which is joining it with the rest of the body. So, and then if we just remove the bayonet without doing that, we risk of ripping that ribbon, and then the lens is not longer be recognized by the camera, and you're not going to have aperture or, I guess as well, autofocus. Okay, so this is quite similar to a Nikon lens. You unscrew this guy even though it's on the side, then you remove this guy here, So, and then we do just this, just to be able to remove the bayonet. And then you might be wondering, what is this screwdriver he has? Okay, so this is just a tip that I got recently. I bought it from Japan because I was working on a lens, Admiral 200mm 3.5, a really crappy lens, and then for some reason the screws on this lens were, I don't know, they were probably welded or whatever, because I was not able to disassemble the freaking lens. It took me an incredible amount of energy, and then at the end I think I broke like 6, no, not 6, I'm exaggerating, 4 screwdriver tips. Well, not these ones, but the ones I use, that you get like, yeah, these ones that you have like a huge set of tips, and then I snap like 3 or 4 of these, and then these ones are actually, the J ones in these kits are actually getting a lot harder to find. I don't know the reason, so I decided to buy these ones. I have some bezel screwdrivers like here. These ones are really good. They come from Japan, so you're sure that they are J. And then I got these tips. The quality is okay. They fit perfectly into the screw, which is a very, very nice thing. And then I don't need a lot of force just to remove, because I think it is okay. My guess is because of the matching, that they match so good. And then here you go. I got this recently. I put them on the video description. And then if you need some torque, you can put them directly on a big screwdriver, where they look weird, rather long, but they work nice. And then they come in this kind of kit, so that you get, okay, let me just focus on that a bit and then show it to you the right way. I don't speak Japanese, so I have no idea what is written there, but I know this is the tips I actually need. Okay, so we were on the lens. So now we just need to pull the bayonet, being careful not to overstress this guy, and then we can, oh, damn, this guy is really, really tight. Okay, just got loose because I got it pre-loose, but then if, well, I don't want to bother you because this is probably not exactly the same bayonet you have, but then in this bayonet you will find 3 screws, one here, and one hiding here, and then by removing it you will be able to take out this section, because I tried with the rubber cone with this lens and I wasn't able to unscrew it, so I removed this section as I explained, and then I took this guy, which is like a jar opener that I bought once on a flea market, and then I put it around this guy and I was able to take it out. Okay, so in the meantime, let's assume, and then I hope also that you manage to unscrew it this way without disassembling a lot. Okay, so here you go. You have this element here and a retaining ring. Well, it's more a spacer than a retaining ring because it is free to move, as you can see. And then the last element is just standing there, and then this guy also needs quite some cleaning because it has quite some fungus as well. Yeah, you can see it there immediately. Big spot of fungus. Okay. So, and this is it for the disassembly. There you have the diaphragm. So we are pretty much, yeah, we have just now a tube. So let me shine just a bit of UV all around here, and then, as it is typical with lenses that have fungus, is that there is quite some traces of glue which serve to feed the fungus. Okay, so now I'm going to go and get my cleaning stuff, and we're going to clean all this glass. So see you in a few seconds. Okay, here I am ready for the cleaning, and then what I'm going to do is just to show you an example on how to clean a part, namely this one, which is the dirtiest one. We're going to do that together, and then I'm going to clean the rest of the camera, and then we'll meet to reassemble the lens together. Okay, so we're going to do the clean in 3 steps, namely. So first of all, I'm going to use this liquid here that I have in this yellow bottle, which is my recipe for cleaning fungus that I explain how to make in this video here. So you can take a look at that. And then I'm going to use my standard lens cleaning stuff, so which is this little box that I have here, and then in the box I have some microfiber cloth. I have this lens cleaning fluid that I use. It's actually the same, different bottles. I like to buy quite in advance, even the vintage one. I found this one second hand somewhere. I remember lens cleaning paper whenever needed, tweezers, yeah, all the things you will need to clean a lens. But then the most important is this fluid, and then the microfiber cloths. So let's start the cleaning. You will see this is going to be simple, and then just for the fungus I will use this really old microfiber cloth I have had for several years. And then, okay, I put a drop of my solution, and then I spread with my finger. Some people don't like the way to proceed using with the finger because they say you will contaminate and so on, so on, so. But we're removing fungus, so at the point we are, I say we don't care much because we're going to do a thorough cleaning at the end. Okay, and then okay, I should have zoomed before, but then yeah, I think the solution works rather well because, as you can see, the fungus on this side is already gone, and then the lens seems to be actually in very good condition, which is really nice, and then gives us give us hope for the rest, given that this one was the worst. And then we're going to flip it to work on that second fungus that you have there, which looks also a bit big. Okay, so truck. And then things are actually looking very promising. Let us just use a bit of UV light. Just to work a bit the surface. I don't know how much exposure should I give, but I will do that a bit later. Okay, so we are interested, I think there's a tiny bit of fungus on the interior, so we'll need to disassemble this element. So I will explain that to you. I think that at the point we are, and then I hope you don't have it on the inside, you can do it by yourself. So here we will put a few drops of alcohol. A few drops of alcohol, let it sit, then we will twist this thing just to remove the ring, we'll remove the glass, and then we will work this lens out. But then I think if you follow the channel, you are really used to do this. Okay, so this was the first cleaning. Then you can see the microfiber cloth that I'm using is not very new and very clean because it is leaving some traces. So now I take out my second element, and then here I put on the surface and then I like to proceed in 2 rounds. So I do first cleaning with an old microfiber cloth. But then things are looking very good now. And then just to finish, I repeat. And then just to finish, I use the second and newer microfiber cloth. And then the glass is looking good. Okay, you can see a bit on the edges, and then you can see that on the back it is not very clean. Then if I do it here on the back, so I repeat what I just explained to you before. So first cleaning with 1 microfiber cloth, and then I will proceed to the second cleaning with a really new microfiber cloth. Okay, and then here you go. It looks very clean. I actually do see that on the inside of this element there is some need of work, so I will further disassemble this element as I just explained to you. So namely some isopropyl alcohol here just to dissolve the glue, unscrewing and then removing the glass parts here. But then you have an idea on the cleaning now. I'm going to proceed to do what I just explained and then to clean all the other glass elements. So we'll have a really nice lens to keep going for a few years. So see you in a few seconds. Hello friends, I am back. I'm done with the cleaning. Took me something like an hour and a half to get these guys very clean, and even then there's a few specks of dust, but there is nothing I can do without a clean room. So now we're going to reassemble the lens. So I have prepared what I need, which is essentially this guy. I have cleaned the tip here, so I am able to handle the glass without leaving a trace on it. I have also on the lens, I made some progress. I put the real lens and the bayonet. So this one you have to remember, you need to screw it, and then the bayonet you only put a few screws and then it will hold. And then I put also this lens here, which is rather difficult to put, but then the way you do it is you put it here. Obviously this guy, the tip needs to be really clean. You put it down, then with the tweezers you put down the retaining ring, and with the compass that I have here you come and very gently you rotate until you have screwed the retaining ring. Now we shall proceed to reassemble things. So first of all we remove eventual traces of dust, and then I pick this guy here. And then, since the thing is very clean, I don't leave any traces on the glass. This is exactly what I wanted. I blow. I come with the compass. I need to fix. Okay, the distance between the tips was okay. Okay, and then I just tighten a bit. Now I can come and put this element. I blow at each step, so just to avoid having traces of dust, which are somehow unavoidable, but we try to minimize. So we screw this guy in position. So far so good, nothing really difficult. I was checking if I had a speck of dust, but no. It is a light reflection. Okay, next we put this guy here. Okay, I don't want to touch it a lot. Okay, that was perfect. So it got in the position where it should go. We put the spacer ring. This guy here is the last element and is the front element. We can take it with the cup, and then here we don't mind if we leave a trace. We don't, but even if we leave a small trace, we don't really mind, because here is the front element and then we can clean it anytime. Okay, and then here I have the retaining ring. Okay, I got it in. That was a difficult part, and then once it is in, you can actually lock with the tool and then screw, and here you go. I have finished. I have left a big speck of dust inside, so I'm going to remove it, but you have the idea. This is how you remove fungus from a Sigma 75-200. And then now we're going to enjoy this lens. This is all I wanted to show you today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.